Welcome everyone. Oh, so the news. And again, right now on my timeline up here, telling me it's starting at 1 hour, 59 minutes, 37 seconds. I don't know why it's starting at that. Or is it counting up? No, it's always starting at almost 2 hours. I don't see if anybody pops in here. Just messing about right now. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I'm talking so quiet. Wow. I almost wondering if I could. Can I do two things at once? Let's find out. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, that works out for me. And I can still see everyone. Cool beans. Oops. Oops. Sorry. Un momento. There we go. The joys of technology. Only issue I have here, though. Okay. Deadly. Got everything set up now. So if anyone wants to pop in, I can pop in. Oh. So I don't know. The news. I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep doing the news every day, 4 to 4:30. I think 4 to 4:30 is a good time. It gives me just enough time to kind of catch up on the news because the last real news feed that gets sent out is around 1:30, 2 o'clock. So it still gives me an option to still catch up with the news. But I don't know. I'm only going to talk about things that I feel like that are entertaining to me because there's so much stuff in the news that's just nonsense, anyways. Like who I don't know, just a lot of nonsense. Not going to talk about school shootings or like mass shootings or anything like that. But I will get into politics and stuff if people want to get into politics. I have no problems talking about politics, but just certain topics when I do the news, I will not bring up. I want to try and keep it a lighter side of news too. Like I said, topics that interest me or I see find funny in some way. And if I can't find good topics for the day, I'm probably just going to do highlights of like things that have happened that day in history. So like today was the 27th, so I went through history for weird things that happened in the 27th, like Alice in Wonderland was written, or the guy who wrote Alice in Wonderland was born on January 27th. So little fun facts like that, I think I'm going to keep doing. Oh. But normally Tuesdays are a pretty weak day for news. Oh, what is it? The EU, I think, is going to go have a meeting with China within the next, what is it, couple weeks here. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah. Kind of want to start talking about like some gangland stuff here in like Canada. Gangland stuff. Well, not just like gangland stuff. Biker information, stuff like that. Like right now, there's like a big thing. Like the Satan's Choice is back and rolling and patched up again, which is by far it's the first time ever in history for the biker group to ever repatch, which is quite interesting to me. Like, if anything, it's definitely going to go down in history as the first time it's ever happened. But good on you there, Harley Gwendon. Good on you. and then a bunch of stuff happening in Montreal with the mob and the 81s, the Hells Angels. Things have seemed to cool down between the Blood Family Mafia and then the Hells Angels due to the fact that Ice Pick Trammell is now in custody in Rome, I believe. Yes, I believe they caught him in Rome. So he's going to be stuck there, deal with his charges there. I believe he has gun and drug charges that he's going to have to face there first before getting extradited to Canada and face the charges he has here. So that could be years before we ever get to see Ice Pick back on Canadian soil. So that's one thing that I've been keeping an eye on. Haven't heard really too much about Blood Family Mafia, like pretty much since Ice Pick. Uh, I believe one or two, a couple members while in custody in the Quebec jails, I believe, are uh, dealing with some, repercussions of their actions against the 81s. So I don't know if they were killed or just severely beat up and maimed. So haven't heard too much noise about that. Um, Ryan Wedding thing's interesting. Him not pulling or him going to court today and not pleading guilty, pleading not guilty to all charges. That's interesting. Um, and like I said in the earlier cast, it'd be interesting to see what the actual charges are against him, what they actually have like proof of. Um, like the distribution of narcotics, yes, definitely they got him on that, but I don't know, this murder charge stuff they have against them kind of seems a little flimsy. But they also did have the RCMP right there when the plane landed with Ryan Wedding and Chuck Patel or Cash Patel, sorry, the leader or the head of the FBI. Yeah. Yeah, Ryan Wedding really makes everyone look like midgets compared to the size of him. That guy's a giant. What was he, 6'7", I believe? Hmm. Tall guy. And big at that too. Oh, and then you have the Rizzuto family, crime family in Montreal. A lot of them are all in jail now. Well, the leaders are in jail. Um, that's something I've been following a lot of. By the looks of it, there was a attempted hit on a couple of the Rizzuto guys while they're out in the yard at prison. But by the sounds of it, it was they had hired some people to do some shooting at them so they could be moved from that prison to another prison closer to their lawyers and family and closer to where they could have still some control in the Rizzuto mob. So that whole shooting that happened at that prison against the Rizzuto mob, it wasn't a hit against them. It was it was a ploy to get them moved to another prison so they could have better access to their their group and their lawyers and their family. I could have just said family because you have the Rizzuto mob crime family. So I could have just bunched it all into one group there. So one Hell's Angel in Alberta recently just got tagged. Uh, him along with him and two puppet clubs. They got arms, cocaine. So that's not really looking good for the Edmonton chapters right now. So that's kind of messed up. Uh, in Winnipeg, Manitoba, former Winnipeg City Police, the drug dealer to the cops, was a cop. Uh, just got sentenced for 7 years for being the drug deal the Winnipeg police officer slash drug dealer slash extortionist slash pimp slash everything. Only got 7 years for his crimes as a police officer. He used his badge to be able to get away with his crimes and to continue on with his crimes. And there's still a lot of witnesses and stuff out there, still listed as witness one, witness two, still will not disclose their names due to the fact of fear, and that this guy is still has a lot of connections on the street and will still have a lot of connections while he's in prison. So I don't know. I think due to the fact that he was a Winnipeg police officer, he should have gotten a way stricter sentence. He was using that badge. Uh, he was abusing his badge completely, 100%, and taking advantage of other drug dealers and stuff. He was no better than a cartel member. So him getting a 7-year sentence, I think, is a slap on the wrist. And then to say for like leniency because of his service, no, he wasn't a cop. He's just a person with a badge, using it to get away with his own crimes. So that's my thoughts on that. That never should have happened. A couple other topics. I'm it's kind of things that interest me that I want to start talking about. There's a few buildings here in town. I'm gonna see if now that I got everything kind of set up again, back kind of getting back to normal. Christmas is over. January's almost over. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, there's a few buildings here in town. I want to start doing a few tours of and maybe do some press for them as well, due to the fact that a couple of these buildings are up for sale. And I have talked to the owner. I talked to him this summer. I wanted to do a tour, just things weren't working out right for me, and I was well, and then the broken wrist, couldn't really film with one hand with the type of stuff I wanted to do. So I'm gonna get a hold of him and see if I can get a tour of this house. It's beautiful. I'll put some pictures up on my post after of this house here. It's used as a bed and breakfast right now. The old boiler's still down there from like 1910. Like it's pretty interesting. This building's got some history. If they want to do some I see the Twitch feed. Yeah, I can see the Twitch feed through here. The bowling alley here is always still for sale. And yeah, another thing, that place, that house I'm talking about, there is talk about it being haunted and stuff, but it's not the most haunted house here. Uh, there's like three main haunted houses here that are pretty wicked. But the one I'm talking about, if he wanted to say there was ghosts there while I'm doing like videoing and stuff, he can say whatever the hell he wants. I'll make my assumptions at the end of the day. But if he wants to hype it up to sell the business, fucking 100% do it. I don't care. I'll help you do that. It's funny, there's all these other people in here. Everyone was on here earlier. Nobody's coming back. I was only gonna do this for about an hour. About an hour. I'm gonna shut this down at 8. Never get it. They didn't have any non-flavored fucking pens at the fucking dispensary. I hate this flavored shit. Seems like you don't get stoned, and then it doesn't feel right in the lungs. Oh, fuck. And then this one I can't bust open. They used what is this, amorite? Amorous stone, comes from Dominican Republic. They're full of this crap. They make a lot of jewelry in the Dominican rules. But yeah, it's stone. I don't know how I'm gonna bust that top off. And then this pen. Look, it's got a charging port. When was the last time you seen one of these pens? Can't believe it still works. Found this in the vault. Kind of sucks. There's only one setting. Yeah, the new stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do this every four to 4:30 every day. I'm gonna do this news. And if the news isn't good that day, I'll just do facts of both things that happened that day. I think that worked out. No, I got about what 22 minutes in today. Yesterday sucked. All my streaming platforms all crashed at the same time, right as I was going live. And then I don't know if I did reset everything, but I ended up being 5 minutes late because I had to set everything up again. And then something weird happened with YouTube where it still did another feed. So I don't know what the hell happened. But today, so far, so good. Everything went smoothly. Finally. Yesterday, I was so pissed because I had everything pre-set up at like 2, no, like 1:30. Had the post up, had the live stream ready to go, and then tank. It's like, holy fuck. Thanks. Fuck was I done? Oh, fuck. Need to get a fucking job. Getting fucking angry just sitting here now. I haven't been angry in like a year. And now I'm starting to get angry because I'm just sitting here. Fuck. Could be sitting here editing fucking videos. I have a catching bullet video I've been fucking trying to edit for a while. But I have like four different camera angles and I used four different cameras because I only had limited shots. And I caught a full metal jacket, went through two tree stumps about like I don't know, what is that, like 6 inches? Two 6 inch deep fucking tree stumps. A water jug. Oh, this many wet phone books. So like one, two, three, four, five, six wet phone books all taped together through them. And then two pieces of cement board. And it stopped in the third piece of cement board. Like that's crazy. That was a FMJ 8 mil. It was funny when it went through the phone book, the bullet was going through all the phone books sideways. Like when it left the fucking back of the phone books, there's a hole like this big. Looked like the Terminator when he got shot with that shotgun slug. Boom. It was messed up. Yeah, that was the day I brought that hitchhiker home to the farm. Yeah, it was so funny. As soon as we got to the farm, I just handed him a gun and I was like, hey, let's go shooting. He was like, what? Camels. Production value is up, yeah. But the thing is, what really pisses me off is what I spent all this time editing videos and like hours, and most of the time I never even end up uploading them. And then if I do upload them, they get like maybe 22 views. It's like, oh my God, why the fuck did I waste like 3 hours to fucking only get like 22 views? Ugh. Like I did one just to film it. Just to film it, I think took me 3 hours. And then to edit it took me probably another 3 hours. Because I only had one camera. I had to stage everything like piece by piece as I was doing it. So I had to film it in like almost like I was filming a fucking sitcom show, from scene to scene. It was so fucked up. Oh, so close to 1,000? Or you mean 100K? I mean 1K. 1,000, yeah, 1K. I was even closer. I had like 886 at one point, but due to the fact that I don't know, there's a lot of channels I get into, and like su- subscriptions go up, or subscribers go up. But the people I deal with, they're good for like a couple months, and then they find some way to just excommunicate you. Like who was it? Sterling Wheel, him. He like, oh, what? This guy is an absolute fucking joke. Like, uh, builds up this community, blah blah blah, and then he just, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. He's like a narcissist. He's just, I can't fucking stand him anymore. Like he treats you like, he treats his subscribers like gold, and then at the end of the day, he's just like, you know what? Fuck you all. Fuck this. Like, you know what? Yeah, you burned me for that, or uh, whatever. Like, or I helped you with this charity, blah blah blah. It's like, who the fuck cares? You know what? If you don't want to be a part of the fucking community anymore, don't be a little bitch. Just shut the fuck up and go your own way. Like, that's what he is. He's just a fucking whiny bitch. Uh, and then what was the other guy? James James Best. Oh, he tried going over to OnlyFans there for a bit, and then something else. And yeah, he couldn't fucking do it. But it builds up his fucking all his subscribers, and then just ends up like talking shit about them all the time. Or he'd bring on other people just to talk shit about them, and then bring other people on who you know they don't like each other, to just sit there and listen to them fight, and then he just sits back and watches. Like, you guys are a bunch of fucking goofs. And then to kick me off of certain channels because I don't drive a fucking semi. Okay, like 70% of the people that watch your channel don't drive a fucking semi. And yeah, I don't own a motorcycle, so I'm not allowed on that channel anymore. I got to be blocked from channel because I don't own a motorcycle. Okay, FYI again, 75% of the people that watch these channels don't own a fucking motorcycle. And I was actually a fucking major supporter of some of these fucking communities. Like, uh what's his name? Oh man, here, I have to look this up. This won't take me long. Oh yeah, there we go. Like Moto Bomb Express, sick bastard, uh fucking all the other fucking goofballs on fucking coffee. Like, you guys are a bunch of fucking retards. You fucking extradite me because I don't own a motorcycle, and then you guys all have a fucking vote behind my back and fucking kick me out. Like, just one day, all of a sudden, it's like, hey, no one can see me on here. And then I had to have somebody else tell me, it's like, oh yeah, we had to have a vote. And I was like, what kind of fucking vote? It's like, well, we voted because you don't own a motorcycle. You shouldn't actually be a part of this channel. I was like, really, you guys are gonna be that fucking superficial because I don't own a fucking motorcycle. You guys are a bunch of fucking goofs. And then, and not only that, call sick to call me mentally ill, and then literally the next day go on your own channel and say how you deal with mental illness and how you're fucking mentally ill. Wow, that's calling the kettle black now, eh? Wasn't it? You fucking, no wonder you're a sick bastard. Fuck. If, what was it? The fucking the Dead tour? Yeah, you should have fucking died on that Dead tour. This fucking goof. Yeah, this dude called me mentally ill, and this is the guy who started the vote on me to kick me off of the, like, there was like 10 of us. And we'd all get on StreamYard together and we'd all have our fucking conversations and shit. And then all of a sudden one day, sick bastard just, you know what? I don't like this fucking Robin guy, blah blah blah. And he set up this fucking vote behind my back, and I just come back one day. It's like, no, you're not allowed on here anymore. It's like, what? It's like, because yeah, you don't own a motorcycle. Yeah, and then sick bastard fucking piped up on one channel, and then Sterling Wheel had me come on his channel, and he had sick bastard in the fucking background. So this is two totally separate channels, but like fuck it. So he set me up, and it was funny. He thought I was gonna explode. So he has me, he's talking to me about like what happened and everything. So I'm explaining myself, and then all of a sudden, he lets sick onto the fucking channel. He's like, you know what? You're fucking mentally ill. You got fucking problems, man. And you know what? Not only that, do you not own a motorcycle? Like, you're just infectious to everyone around you, and you're no good. And you know what? You're just a drug addict and an alcoholic. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, like are you fucking done? Like, what are you waiting for me to explode? Like, this is bullshit. And I'm sitting there looking at Sterling like, yeah, yeah, you know what? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck. Totally set this up. You thought I was gonna fucking explode and you're gonna get the fucking views and be like, oh, look at this, what happened? And really, what he got at the end of the day is this sick fucking guy talking about how retarded and mentally ill he is. Wow. You know what? It's called reflection. You know, when somebody can't deal with their own fucking problems or their own emotional issues, what do? They say that the issue is you. You know, like that's the fucking stupidest thing ever. People are dumb. But not like it bothers me because the people that fucking stuck around with that channel, there's still people that come and watch me. Not as many as what there used to be, but because of fucking sick bastard in Moto Bomb, Virginia, you bunch of fucking goofballs. Ugh. But fucking, it is what it is. The joys of YouTube. You become a good part of the community, an actual part of the community. Another thing, yeah, what was that other channel as part of? Oh yeah, Beer for Breakfast morning show. Fuck, I was doing that for about a month and a half. Fucking get up at 5 o'clock in the morning before I go to work, do beer for breakfast. They drink, I wouldn't. They knew I couldn't fucking do that. I had to go to fucking work and shit. And then the days that I wasn't working, I'd sit there and fucking do beer, like fucking drink up with them. We'd have the show go on till like from 5 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock in the morning. Like holy fuck, yeah! Like we'd put a few on by 11 o'clock in the morning, have fucking good shows, and just uh, I wanted to fucking cut back on drinking and shit, and then that became a fucking problem. Said it wasn't as fun as it was. It was becoming repetitive and just different views, but it was becoming very repetitive. The things that they were talking about, just the same thing, and then I try to change like the conversation. It just goes back into the same conversation. So the show really wasn't going anywhere, anyways. So ended up leaving. Still talk to Ron though every once in a while, but it's just not the same. And then when I broke my fucking wrist, they had said a few things about me uh behind my back and stuff when I wasn't around, which I wasn't too impressed about. And then being the Canadian correspondent on the show, it was always like I was a running joke that I was Canadian, which is no, it's kind of funny to a point where like every punchline ended up coming back on my end, and like I they could always give, but they couldn't receive, criticism and stuff. So that was another issue. So I don't know. Plus, beer for breakfast morning show. I don't know how long was that gonna go for. So I don't know, do something a little bit more counterintuitive, maybe something a little bit healthier, maybe use my brain and do the media. And yeah, there is one thing that I'm stealing from the breakfast beer for breakfast morning show, and I'm stealing that the things that happened in history today. That is one thing I am stealing from that show. And I'm clearly hating that right now. I'm stealing that idea. Not like it was a big idea in the first place, but it was nice to break up the conversation and throw something in there. But like that was the only thing we had to break up the conversation, or it just went back to the same fucking conversations, same stories over and over again, which I gotta be careful of, because yeah, I know there's probably a couple stories I've told here on some lives that are repetitive, but I do have other stories. It's just they always have a tendency to lean towards, another story. Oh, yeah, and then so well, that timer doesn't fucking help me at all. Actually, kind of does a little bit. Waka waka. Yeah, yeah. I'm probably gonna end this right now. Save these minutes for later, and I might start. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep things the way they are now. But yeah, I'm gonna end this. I'll meet you over on Discord, man. Oh, yeah, I'll just meet you over on Discord. Okay, everyone, later. Waka 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 waka.